All right, friends, welcome to this detailed remote work course. This is going to be a very detailed remote work course. So you want to grab your piece of paper and pen and start taking down notes as soon as now, right? So when all of you are ready, we are going to jump in right now, and trust me, this is going to be super empowering. This is going to be a value-packed course on how to land your first remote job in 6 weeks time from now. All right, so I'm just going to walk you through the course modules so that at least you have an understanding of exactly what we are going to go through today. And as a bonus, by the end of this video, I'm going to give you a goal setting 3.0 session. This is a goal setting tool that I developed myself after going through a bunch of goal setting plans developed by high performance individuals. So I'm going to be giving this tool to you so that after watching this course, I'm going to make sure you have all the resources, you have all the tools, you have everything you need to go and land your very first remote job as soon as this minute. Right, so you want to pay particular attention to this course, because I can guarantee you 100% that if you watch this course till the end and you do exactly what I'm going to show you right now, you are going to get your very first remote job in like 6 weeks max from today. Right, so now let's jump in. All right, so this is the course title: Remote Job Blueprint, Land Your Dream Job in 6 weeks. Right, so this was developed module by module. So on module 1, we're going to look at the foundations of remote work. Right, so what are the foundations of remote work? Understanding the remote work landscape, the benefits and challenges of remote work, and we're also going to look at the top industries hiring remotely in 2024, right, which is 2024 2025. The top industries hiring remotely 2024 or 2025. All right, let me just do this right here. All right, then we're going to go ahead and look at identifying your skills and strengths. What skills do you need to develop? What strengths do you need to uphold for you to go out there and confidently land on that dream job? All right, I'm going to look at assessing transferable skills for remote works, matching your skills to job marketing demand. Then on module 1.3, we're going to look at setting up a remote friendly work environment, right? Because if you're going to pick a remote work, you want to be in a remote work friendly environment, and that could be your home. If your home is a remote work free, that could be a co-working space. And I'm going to give you guys some recommendations of a co-working space, so at least once you land on that dream job, you can obviously find yourself a very good and cheap co-working space to do your work. Right, we're going to look at the tools and tech you need. Right, what are some of the tools, what are some of the tech stuff, softwares you need for you to work remotely, overcoming work from home distractions. How do you overcome work from home distractions so that you are super productive even as you work from home? So we're going to go through all of those modules. So on session 2, module 2, we are going to look at crafting your remote resume and cover letter. Some of these companies, friends, are going to demand that you have a resume, or you have a cover letter, or you have maybe a portfolio, a compendium of case studies, or testimonials from your previous work. Right, we're going to look at building a tailored resume. Right, building a tailored remote resume, because once you start sending out resumes, you want to make sure that each and every resume is custom tailored to the job description that you are applying for. You don't want to send generic resumes to every industry and every job opening out there. You will just reduce your chances of landing on that job, correct? So I'm going to show you exactly how you can go ahead and custom tailor a remote job resume for yourself. We're going to look at the key elements of a unique remote roles, key elements of resumes for remote roles, action-oriented language to highlight achievements, right? And on module 2.2, we're going to look at writing a winning cover letter. How do you write a winning cover letter? Personalizing your pitch, right? So this is what most people don't do. They don't personalize their pitch. And what I mean by personalizing your pitch is you want to make sure that every time you are applying for a job, you should, it should sound like you are talking to that particular company. You shouldn't sound like you are talking to 1,000 other companies, right? So let's say, for example, you're applying for a job as a marketing executive at, a tech company or a software development company. You want to research more about that particular company, find out what their unique positioning is, find out their cultures, find out, their goals, find out their achievements, find out, their targets and what they are working on at the moment. That is going to position you as, a high value individual, because you will have showed that you did your due diligence and you are not just trying to get a job, but you are concerned about the company, and companies are going to hire somebody who did their due diligence, unlike someone who is just sending 1,000 pitches to 1,000 different companies. And yes, you want to send a lot of pitches to a lot of companies, but I'm going to show you exactly how you do that correctly, so that you don't just go out there and start pitching, anyone with the same sample template that you are using to a bunch of other companies. Correct? So I'm going to show you exactly. We're going to look at addressing remote specific challenges like time zones and all of those things. Let's say, for example, you're in South Africa and you're applying for a job which is in the US. Time zone issues are going to come in. So I'm going to show you exactly how you address the time zone issues, right? Depending on your personality type, depending on what you're trying to achieve as a person, depending on where you are currently and what you really want in the end. Right? So in module 3, we're going to look at networking for remote jobs, right? How do you network and leverage on these two called networking in order for you to land on that dream job? We are going to go through that in this entire course. We're going to look at leveraging LinkedIn effectively. How do you go and set up a professional LinkedIn profile and use LinkedIn as a job sourcing tool, right? Optimizing your profile for recruiters. How do you optimize your profile so that recruiters can find you, can position yourself as a person who is qualified for that job that they are hiring for, right? Engaging with industry communities and hashtags. On module 3.2, we're going to look at joining remote work communities. All of these things, guys, it's going to be value. This course is going to be value packed, so you want to pay particular attention. Facebook, and Slack groups for remote work, how to find networking events and virtual meetups. You want to go for networking events and virtual meetups, because who knows, your employer may be at that virtual event, your employer may be at that physical event. So I'm going to show you exactly what you should look for when you're trying to go for a networking event, what you should look for when you're trying to engage yourself in a virtual event, and how to position yourself so that you land on that remote job or that dream job at a networking event, right? How to find networking events and virtual events. Okay, I've talked about this. Module 3.3, we're going to look at cold outreach and building connections, right? So as you are trying to find that remote work, when you're trying to find that remote job and secure yourself your dream job, there are many ways you're going to do that. Talked about networking events. There is what you call cold outreach. This is where now you are pitching to companies that completely don't know you. How do you start conversations with companies that completely do not know who you are in order for you to build trust, so they can know you, like you, and trust you, and eventually give you that dream job, right? You're going to look at cold outreach. This is where now you're reaching out to people who don't know you. Warm outreach. This is where you're reaching out to people, who trust you a little bit, but they don't entirely know you. And hot outreach, this is where now you're reaching out to people who know you. This could be your friends, your families, company owners that know who you are. They already like you, they already trust you, and they are willing to give you the job on spot, right? We're going to look at writing persuasive outreach messages. How do you write persuasive and personalized outreach messages to these companies so that in turn they can hire you, right? Following up without being pushy. How do you follow up to these companies? Imagine today you apply for that dream job and 2 weeks later they don't actually get back to you. How do you do the follow-up so that they can give you that dream job, right? And on module 4, we're going to look at job applications that get noticed. How do you write a job application that get noticed? This is where now that is exactly what we're going to cover on module 4. In module 4.1, we're going to look at mastering remote job boards, right? How do you go out there and master remote job boards and leverage on remote job boards to land on that dream job, right? We are going to look at that on module 4.1. How to stand out in high volume applications, right? Let's say, for example, hundreds of people have applied in that same job position that you are applying for. How do you position yourself as the person that deserves the job, unlike the 100 others that applied for that particular job? We are going to go through that, in this course, right? So tips for identifying and avoiding scams, right? In the world of remote jobs, I want to warn you that there are going to be scams. They're going to be scam artists, trying to collect your money, trying to scam you, and all of those things. And I'm going to just walk you how to avoid those scams so that you don't get trapped and you are not scammed, but you land on genuine jobs. I'm going to show you exactly how to check out these companies, what you should look out to see if the job opening is a scam, or maybe the job opening is legit. What features, what characteristics you should look out for, right? In module 4.2, we're going to look at using ATA systems to your advantage, how to optimize your application tracking systems, right? That's ATS, that's application tracking systems. How do you leverage on application tracking systems, right? Keywords to include in your application. What are some of the keywords that you should be including in your application, right? And week 5, we are going to look at, acing the remote job interview. How do you ace that remote job interview so that you get the job, right? We are gonna look at most common job interview questions so that we train you exactly how to respond to those job interview questions so that you stand out and you get the job. Module 5.1, we're going to look at preparing for video interviews. In most cases, if you are trying to land on a dream remote job, you are most likely going to be required to either do a Loom video, which is a video like this one that I'm doing for you right now, guys, where you explain yourself, you tell the company or the HR department how you are going to be of value to the company and all of those things. I'm going to teach you exactly how to be comfortable. Don't worry if you are uncomfortable in front of the camera. Don't worry. I am going to teach you a hack that you could easily just sit in front of the camera, just like you having a normal interview with the hiring department of the company, pitching yourself, selling yourself, and landing on that dream job. It's very simple. Trust me, you are not going to encounter much challenges here, because I'm here to teach you. I'm here to show you how to go about this, technical setup and professional backgrounds. How do you set up, your job interview session, right? What kind of background should you be on? Should it be, your home? Should it be, a plain background like mine? How should it be? I am going to show you all of that info right here. Building confidence in virtual interactions, right? Because most companies that are hiring remotely are going to demand, that you meet other team members and interact with the company, a team virtually, right? And this could be on Google Meet, this could be on Zoom or any other platform that can host, a virtual meeting. So how do you, handle that, right? I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in this course. Common remote job interview questions. What are some of the most common remote interview questions? So that, I teach you exactly how to tackle those questions, what the interviewer is trying to get out of you. Why is the interviewer even asking you those questions in the first place? And how do you handle those questions? We are going to discuss that in this course. So like I said, this course is going to be very value packed. I don't care whether you paid a dime for this course or you didn't pay a dime. I want you to be laser beam focused, because this course is very value packed, as you can see already, right? So best answers to questions about remote collaborations, time management, and self-discipline, right? Module 5.3, we're going to look at post-interview follow-up strategies, right? How to stand out after an interview. Then module 6, we're going to look at landing the offer and negotiating terms, right? How do you land on that offer, right? And how do you negotiate terms in case there's something about the contract that you don't like and you want to negotiate? How do you do exactly that, right? Salary considerations for remote roles, right? And the best part here is, if you are in a third world country, it's going to be of an advantage to you, because let's say you are looking for a job in top tier countries in Europe, countries North America, countries in South America, countries especially maybe in the UK, in Italy, in Germany, in the US or Canada. These countries are going to be paying you like top dollar. Even if they're paying you bare minimum $400, it's like 10,000 kwacha if you're in my country like Zambia. So like that's a good income for you. And if you land on a dream job that maybe pays you $1,000, that's like 26,000 kwacha. That is already above average salary in third world countries, right? So you can definitely land on such dream jobs. All you need to do is to pay particular attention, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do just that. Weighing benefits like flexibility, time zone preferences, and all of those things. Don't worry, we are going to walk through all of that. Module 6.2, we're going to look at negotiating like a pro. How do you, this is a skill you want to develop. How do you negotiate like a pro? How do you negotiate like a master, in this game of life? It is not just in the game of, trying to get a remote job, trying to land on that, dream job for yourself, but, negotiating is a life skill. You need it, right? So how do you negotiate like a pro? How do you do it like a master? So how to negotiate your salary, benefits, and work conditions, all of those things. We are going to go through all of those things in this course. The module 6.3, we're going to look at getting started on the right foot, setting boundaries and expectations with your employer, building rapport in a virtual environment, right? All of these things are going to make sure that you stand out when looking for the job, working with companies and post-work. Like, I'm covering everything in this course, right? Remote job sourcing platforms, right? I'm going to show you guys some of the very best remote job sourcing platforms. Yeah, now that you are good at what you're trying to do, maybe you are a copywriter, maybe you're a software developer, you're a web developer, maybe you're an article writer, you are a social media manager, or maybe whatever job you are trying to learn. Maybe you are a personal assistant, you're a virtual assistant, you're a PR, you do with public relations, or whatever job you are trying to land. I'm going to show you exactly how to prepare for that particular job. I'm going to show you how to be the best candidate applying for that particular role. And lastly, I am going to show you how to now be the best working with the company you are going to work with, right? And next, I want to show you remote job sourcing platforms. So where should you go and find these jobs? Where should you look for these jobs? this is what we're going to cover in this module. So we're going to look at the general work, general remote work platforms that we work remotely. So these are jobs that are going to be, these are job boards that are going to show you a bunch of companies hiring remote workers. Like we work remotely, remote.co, flex jobs, Jobspresso. We're going to look at LinkedIn. We're going to look at a bunch of others, right? It's not just these that are on screen, but we're also going to look at a bunch of others. Like I said, you want to stay to the end because every part of this course is going to be super important, and you don't just want to go and try and do things on your own and fail and come back to this course. I want to stay on this course to the end because I want to show you how to land on that dream job in 6 weeks time. And above and beyond that, me and my team members at DA Agency are going to show you guys how to write your resume, how to do your cover letter, how to do your portfolio, how to pitch, how to make sure that you have a proper LinkedIn profile so that companies can find you and hire you, right? We're going to teach you inbound, outreach, outbound outreach, and all of those things. So you want to keep calm, stay calm, and we are here for you, right? So we're going to look at tech-focused remote work platforms like AngelList, Turing, Himalayas. Like these are platforms that mostly post jobs related to tech, right? So we're going to look at freelance platforms, right? But for now, I think we might eliminate the freelance platforms, especially Upwork, Fiverr, TopTo. To be specific, if you want to learn how Upwork, Fiverr, TopTo, and all of these freelance platforms work, maybe we're gonna set a different, setting for these ones. But for this course, we're gonna eliminate this part, right? I just included this part just to show you guys that there are also remote freelance platforms that can hire you, right? It could be Upwork, Fiverr, TopTo. I'm gonna just walk you through, guys, how these platforms are, how the dashboards look like, what you should do, what you shouldn't do in order to try and set up your profile, and how do you get inspiration, how do you, all of those things. Don't worry, it's gonna be covered in this course, right? In module 4, we're gonna look at remote jobs on traditional platforms like LinkedIn, right? How do you use filters, to find your remote job? Maybe you want, on-site job. How do you search for on-site job? We're gonna look at Indeed, right? We're gonna look at Glassdoor. All of these platforms, I'm very, very familiar with all of them. And lastly, we're gonna look at specialized platforms. It would be Outsourcely, Remotive, and Pagent. And that will be the end of our course. And like I said earlier, as a bonus, I'm going to show you how to do your goal setting 3.0, right? This is goal setting like never been taught before. So you want to stick to the end, right? All right, so let's get into it right now, all right? So week by week course module, you've seen for yourself that this course is going to be super value packed. So you want to stay to the end. So the foundations of remote work. What are some of the foundations of remote work? I'm going to cover this with module 1.1, understanding the remote work landscape, right? So if you are trying to get a remote job, you are preparing to land on that dream job, you want to get your very first ever dream job, it could be on site. Mind you, what I'm going to teach you right now, guys, is going to cover those that are trying to get a job on site and those that are trying to get a job remotely. It's going to cater all of you. So you want to pay particular attention. So you must understand that when companies are trying to hire you, right, they're trying to bring a member, they're trying to bring a team member within their organization who is going to add value to their company, right? They're looking for someone who is going to add value to their company, right? So I want to share with you guys the 4 fundamental pillars of an excelling business and how these companies hire based on these 4 fundamental pillars. And trust me, any company you are going to approach, any company you're going to reach out to, they hire based on these 4 fundamental pillars. And in these 4 fundamental pillars, you want to pick a skill, you want to master a skill and position yourself as an expert who is going to go into that particular organization and add so much value that you become unfireable. You get it? So what are the 4 fundamental pillars of an excelling business? And the first one is lead generation, right? So every company you see out there, they're trying to generate leads. And in case you are new to these terminologies, don't worry. Leads are simply potential clients, potential buyers, potential customers. If they haven't yet paid you money, if they haven't yet invested with your company, they haven't yet paid you a dime, they are just leads, they are potential clients, right? So the first value chain of any excelling business is lead generation, right? It's the lead gen team. These are people maybe involved in the marketing, right? Involved in sales and people involved in bringing in potential clients in the business, right? So if you are a lead gen expert, you are unfireable to companies for as long as you can deliver on your offer, right? Let's say, for example, your offer is, you're going to be generating maybe 5 to 10 leads per week for that particular company. Which company wouldn't want an extra 5 to 10 leads? I want an extra 5 to 10 leads. Every other company out there wants an extra 5 to 10 qualified leads in their company, right? So the first value chain, these are marketers, these are sales reps, these are lead gen experts, people that generate leads for companies, right? So every company, like I said, wants new customers, they want potential clients, they want leads. Because if a company doesn't generate leads, it's not going to make money and they are going to be broke, and obviously that company is going to be shut down. So they want to generate leads. And secondly, this is what we call outreach, right? So once you build a pool of leads, of a pool of potential clients, a pool of potential buyers, now companies want to communicate, they want to build a relationship with that pool of potential clients, potential buyers. And how they do that is through outreach, right? They reach out, they build a network of communication with their potential buyers, right? So that they can build trust, so that they can get their leads to know them, like them, and trust them. These 3, right? A client will not invest with you, a potential client will not invest with you unless they know you, like you, and trust you. Unless they know, like, and trust you, they are not going to invest with your company, correct? So companies want, they want to hire people that will do their marketing, that will do their sales, bring in leads in the company, and build a relationship with their leads, so that those leads can potentially transition into paying clients and invest with them, right? That is the goal. Correct? So if you position yourself as a lead gen expert, trust me, and you reach out to at least bare minimum 100 companies, you should be able to get the job. And don't worry, maybe you're thinking, 100 companies is too much. How do I reach out to it? Don't worry. I am going to show you exactly how to reach out to 100 companies. And I'm going to make it so simple, so easy that even a 10-year-old child could do it. Trust me, this is how I'm going to make things here. That I'm going to make them so easy that even a 10-year-old child can do it. Right? So that is the second, value chain. The first value chain is lead generation. The second value chain is outreach. Why I'm teaching you these fundamental pillars of an excelling business, it's because I want you to position yourself as an authority. I want you to position yourself as a valuable person, so that even as you are picking a skill, as you are picking, a role that you want to take and, work in whatever company, you want to position yourself as a valuable person, adding value to that company, correct? So The third one is what we call CRM. This is customer relationship management, right? So once a company, generate leads, they reach out to those leads, they turn those leads into buying clients. Now there are experts that do what we call CRM, customer relationship management. So these are people that make sure that they respond to the complaints of the clients, that give clients free resources, just trying to make their organization a friendly environment with their clients. Imagine if you get clients, you reach out to them and sign them into paying clients, and few months later, few weeks later, few days later, they never hear from you again. Or maybe they give you a complaint, you don't handle it. Or maybe they ask for a free template, a resource, anything that could just back up their work or whatsoever, and they don't hear from you. Trust me, that will be the last time you ever hear from that client. Why? That's simply because you don't care about the client in the first place. All you cared for was the money. So, you have to understand the human psychology. People that are involved in CRM, customer relationship management, understand the human psychology. They know exactly how to treat, people, so that people feel at home. Your company should be, a conducive environment for people to live in, right? So that's CRM, customer relationship management. So these are people, who are skilled in, handling CRM softwares, making sure they do the onboarding of the clients, properly, make the client feel, at home, all of those things, right? So as you are picking a role, you want to pick a role that satisfies the 4 pillars of an excelling business. And the last one is service delivery. Right? Service delivery is the last one. So these are the 4 fundamental pillars of an excelling business. And why I'm telling you this, like I said earlier, I want you to pick a career that satisfies these 4. If you pick one career that satisfies any of these 4, trust me, you are going to go out there and win in any industry. And don't worry, I'm going to show you, careers that satisfy these 4 areas, right? We are also going to be using our friend ChatGPT for our market research, right? I'm going to show you how to do that. Don't worry, no problem, right? So the last one, like I said, is service delivery. So let me give you an example. Let's say you generate leads, right? You reach out to those leads, and finally, after reaching out to those leads, you build a good relationship, with the leads, and now you give them a wacky service. You give them a terrible service. You are never ever going to hear from them ever again, because the reason as to why the company chose you in the first place is because they saw potential in your company, and they knew for a fact that working with you, they are actually going to get this desired outcome. And you do the exact opposite. Boom, you lose the client. So here is the goal. Here is the goal of companies. The goal of companies is to generate loads of leads that they can handle. And number 2 is to get those leads to pay them. Number 3 is to get those leads to pay them more money. And number 4 is to get those leads to pay them more time. So you generate leads, they get those leads to pay them, more money, and get them to pay them more time. And how you get them to pay you more time is if your service delivery is good. You promise, we are going to do XYZ for the company, for you as our client, and you do XYZ and above. Correct? The minimum you should do is XYZ, and the maximum is and above. You either deliver 100% on your promise, or you over deliver. So you want to hire, the companies hire an expert team that make sure they're gonna deliver, on the value they promised, their clients. So these are the 4 fundamental pillars of an excelling business. And like I said, why I'm giving you these 4 pillars, like I said, the reason as to why I'm giving you these 4 fundamental pillars of an excelling business, it's because I want you to go and pick a career that satisfies these 4 fundamental pillars of an excelling business. So right now I'm just gonna head on to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT what some of those careers in these 4 fundamental pillars are, and ChatGPT is going to give us, I'm sure, a bunch of careers, and I want you to pick a career that you are going to go with, right? Don't worry, you can change this at any time, right? You can pick one, and I'm going to show you exactly where to find resources, where to find trainings, so that you can go ahead and learn how to fulfill on whatever career you're going to pick, so that you can get started reaching out to those companies and obviously landing your very first job in 6 weeks time, which is the promise I've just given you in this course, right? All right, so let's get into it just now. All right, so I'm right here on ChatGPT. So I'm gonna give ChatGPT this prompt, right? So I'm gonna show you every step of the way, right? So that you know exactly what to do on your own, how to do everything from A to Z, right? This is like a complete, course, a full course that you need to land your very first, online job. You don't need anything else apart from this course. All you need is just watch this course till the end. Get the coaching from my team, and that's it. No problem. You are going to be landing on that, remote job ASAP. So I'm gonna ask ChatGPT, there. I'm gonna give it. Input, and let's see what this guy tells us, right? So let's see what this guy tells us. It's gonna give us a bunch, I'm sure. We're gonna go through all of these careers. Trust me, you should be able to find at least one for yourself, right? If you don't know exactly how to pick a career, or maybe you're overwhelmed, you don't know exactly what to choose, we're gonna do a personality type for you. We're gonna use what we call the Myers-Briggs personality type, see what comes naturally for you, and from there, we're gonna help you pick your career, right? So let's see here, lead generation. So professionals in the category focus on creating awareness. Lead generation professionals in this category focus on creating awareness and attracting potential customers, like exactly what I explained to you guys have seen. So they're what we call digital marketers, SEO specialists. So this is search engine optimization. So let's say, for example, when you go on Google, you search for something, how to prepare a healthy diet, how to prepare a meal, maybe you're trying to buy a car, best cars to buy in 2025, right? So there's gonna be like the first website that appears, the second, the third, the fourth. So people that do that, people that are good at optimizing websites so they can rank better on Google's page are what we call SEO specialists. This is like search engine optimization. So they optimize your website, your articles, and all of those things to make sure that you rank on Google's page. And because if you're ranking on page 1 of Google, you are most likely going to be found by a bunch of clients, and you are in turn going to make a lot of money, right? So digital marketers, these are people that know exactly how to market online, right? Maybe you can run Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, TikTok ads, whatever form of digital marketing. Could be free content creation, whatever. So these are digital marketers, right? So there's social media marketers. So social media marketing is just a category of digital marketing. Are you good at social media marketing? They're gonna be like a bunch of companies on LinkedIn and all of those job sourcing platforms that I showed you guys that are gonna be hiring these positions, right? They're what you call content creators. Could be blogs, videos, podcasts, maybe you're a content creator, a paid ad specialist, so Google ads, Facebook ads, these people fall in the category of media buying, right? So these are what we call media buyers. right? So a company can easily hire you so you can run their Facebook ads, right? Because they know that a great media buyer can actually 2x, can 3x, 5x, 10x their return on ad spend, right? So that is why they're gonna hire these people. So lead generation specialists, affiliate marketers, growth hacker, data analyst to assess and refine lead generation strategy, web developer. So these are people that build websites. So if you want to become a web developer, don't worry, it's super easy to learn, especially in this day and age where we have technology is advancing rapidly, and there are many plugins, integrations, and all of these things making things easier. So it's going to be very, very easy for you to build a website, especially in this day and age, right? And next, we're going to look at outreach, right? Careers here are responsible for directly engaging with potential leads and building relationships, right? So there are sales development representatives, SDR, right? I know around 3 companies that are hiring SDR, sales development representative. This is like one of the easiest jobs you can get, and if you are in a third world country like me, it's gonna be very high paying for you. This one is gonna be like very high paying for you. So just to open up your mind on who a sales development representative is, look at this. There are companies out there that have a bunch of leads, right? They have a bunch of leads. They have a very big team of lead gen experts. So they need they need more experience. They need more sales development representatives to help them set appointments, right? To help them set appointments with the closer, so that the closer can now close the deal and get and convert the lead into a paying client, right? So this is exactly what sales development representatives do, SDR. They just set appointments. In short, these guys are appointment setters. They set an appointment with a closer. The closer closes the deal and they get paid. The company gets paid and the closer gets a cut of the deal, and you as the SDR get a cut of the deal. So how you fulfill this role is just by sending Instagram messages, text messages, or any kind of messages, trying to communicate with the lead, trying to engage with the lead and push the lead to the closer, so the closer can in turn close the deal. The closer will sit on a camera, just as I've sat on the camera here, talk to the prospect and close the deal on spot, right? So this is very easy. Trust me, anyone can do this. If you can't talk on the phone with clients, then at least you can type messages, correct? All right. So there is what you call cold email specialists. These are people that are specialized in reaching out to potential clients through cold email. Like I said, cold email, this is where you're reaching out to people who completely don't know you. They don't know who you are. You're just trying to build a relationship with people who don't know you, so that maybe if everything goes well, you do business with those people. That's cold email. This is what we call LinkedIn lead generator, right? So these are people that are engaged in helping companies generate leads via LinkedIn. They are telemarketer. I don't know exactly who a telemarketer is. Don't worry, we're gonna do ChatGPT is gonna help us to do a research on that. There's business development representative, partnership manager, building joint ventures and collaborations, partnership managers. So these are engaged in building joint ventures and collaborations, right? Partnership managers, right? So let's say, for example, you run a marketing agency and you're trying to partner with a public relations agency. Partnership managers facilitate that. There's what you call outreach copywriter. So creating personalized, high converting outreach messages. And guys, copywriters, these are people basically that sell through written words, right? Sales is a life skill. Most people don't know this. Sales is a life skill, but it just happened to work in business, right? So look at this. From the time you were born, you've been selling. right? From the time you were born, you've been selling. If you are not married, you are selling, right? You are selling, your ability as a man to supply the needs of a woman. You are selling, your ability to take care of your children. Like, you are selling throughout life. So if you don't learn the skill of selling, you are going to be lousy, and that is why life is going to feel unfair to you, because you don't know exactly how to sell yourself. Even as you're trying to network with high-value individuals, you are selling. You're trying to get a company to hire you, to give you a job. You are selling. How do you position yourself as a valuable person deserving for that particular job? It's all sales, right? So, where was I? Outreach copywriters. So copywriters, these are people that sell in print, and these people make a ton of money, right? Because companies know for sure that if a copywriter comes in, optimizes their websites, their funnels, he does, their ad copy, and he does, a bit of their email sequences, they could in turn make a lot of money, because written words persuade, right? Have you ever read an email that was sounding like, persuading you, emotionally uplifting you into buying a certain product or service? And it must interest you to note that the person that wrote that email, or the person that wrote that ad copy, or the person that scripted that video is a copywriter. So if you go right now on LinkedIn and search for, copywriter, go on jobs, and you're going to see a bunch of companies hiring copywriters. Don't worry, I'm going to show you all of those things in this course, right? I'm exposing everything companies have been hiding right in this course, so that you can enter 2025 feeling fulfilled, right? And start it on a very good chapter with all of this free information, guys. I am giving you right now. I'm showing you exactly how to do your market research. I'm showing you how to find, positions that companies could be willing to hire you and pay you tons of money for. So this is exactly what we're doing here. So, there's PR specialists. So these people are engaged in public relations. PR, that's public relations. So we have media outreach, to increase brand awareness and all of those stuff. So virtual assistant, right? So a virtual assistant is basically, an assistant, and now you don't work on site, you work remotely, right? So you are an assistant to a company, or maybe an assistant to a CEO, an assistant to a brand, but you work remotely, right? You could be engaged in social media, you could be engaged in, stuffs relating to that, right? So there's influencer manager, reaching out to influencers for collaboration. So, so these are people that, engage with influencers, build collaborations, and boom, it goes like that. Then third, we go to CRM, customer relationship management. If you want to pick a role in CRM, customer relationship management, this is exactly what you want to consider. So these roles ensure smooth interactions with clients and retain them for the long term. Exactly what I explained to you guys. These roles ensure smooth interaction with clients and retain them for a long term. So these are the article: CRM manager, customer relationship management manager, CRM success manager, CRM success manager, account manager, client onboarding specialist. If you want, right, maybe you want to pick CRM manager, for example, you can just use ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT a prompt that goes like, what are some of the roles of a CRM manager? I've just picked up a role as a CRM manager, maybe with a tech company. Give me some of the roles of a CRM manager, and how I can position myself as the best CRM manager at the company I'm trying to work with, and all of those things. Where can I find resources? How do I build my skills? How ChatGPT is gonna give you all of the details you need to know about that particular role, right? Exactly. So customer success manager, account manager, client onboarding specialist, these are people that are engaged in onboarding, giving clients a smooth onboarding. This is where now a client has paid, now the deal has been sealed, then you're trying to onboard the client into your business, So these are people we call client onboarding specialists, we call retention specialists, relationship manager, technical support specialists, email marketing specialists for customer retention campaigns, community manager, fostering loyalty in online communities, right? Product trainer, so helping clients maximize the value of a product or service, right? Helping clients maximize the value of a product or service. So you see, you could be hired in any of these roles. All you need to do is to position yourself as an authority in any of these roles that you're applying for. And I'm gonna show you guys how to position yourself as an authority so that companies perceive you highly than anybody else who you're going to be competing with in these roles, right? So service delivery, last but not the least. Service provider, all right, specific to the niche, copywriter, video editor. So service delivery team, these are people now that are engaged in now doing the actual work for the client. Let's say, for example, after onboarding the client, you are supposed to start doing maybe video editing or maybe graphic editing for their programs, or maybe you're supposed to do maybe email copywriting, maybe you're supposed to do content marketing, content management, maybe you're supposed to do you're supposed to give them qualified employees. Let's say, for example, you are a recruiting agency, you're supposed to find them qualified leads, like whatever, right? So service delivery, these are people that are just engaged in providing the service, making sure they give the client top-notch service, right? So specific service provider specific to the niche, say copywriter, maybe you're going to be a copywriter writing copy for your clients, video editor, a designer, or whatever the job could be, right? So we have operations manager, project manager, the operations manager coming now, project manager coming, consultants, delivering expertise as the service, freelancer, specific niche service, a freelancer, this is someone that does a one-time gig, for a client or something relating to that. We have what you call creative specialist, graphic design, photography, etc. Developer, engineer, software delivery, these are guys that deal with the tech stuff now. Trainer, maybe a trainer, a coach, if the service is knowledge based, right? Let's say, for example, you are a team builder, you help companies build their team, they sign you into their company, you're going to have to go out there and start building their team. That's service delivery, that's knowledge based, right? So we have virtual assistants managing aspects of service delivery for solopreneurs. We are done. So all you have to do is out of the 4 fundamental pillars of an excelling business, you want to pick one career. Just pick one career. If you're gonna pick 2, at least pick 2 in the same niche or something that is correlated, right? This is exactly what you want to do to get started. This is the first step. And if you don't know anything about the role, you know nothing about that specific role, I'm just going to give you an example right here, because like I said, I want to make this value packed. I want to give you everything you need to know about about this, right? So let's say, for example, a content creator. No, this one, most of you know who content creators are. Business development representative. Okay, I'm going to tell ChatGPT that I have been hired as a business development representative. I have been hired as a business development representative. Kindly give me roles of an excelling business development representative. Boom. ChatGPT is gonna do the work for you, right? So you're gonna see right here, Bam, 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 bam. Congratulations on your new role as a business development representative. Excelling as a BDR involves mastering several key responsibilities. So here, lead generation, identifying qualified potential leads, blah, 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 research prospects, outreach, create personalized outreach, pipeline management, and collaboration with sales and marketing, continuous learning and improvement, nurturing relationship, target. At least this gives you an understanding of what the role is all about, and from there you can go ahead and ask GPT, where can I get some resources just to empower me in my training, where can I get maybe a free courses, free trainings, just to make me at least an intermediate in the meantime as I'm trying to perform at this role, right? That's simple. Maybe your role, you've been hired as a data analyst, you ask GPT, it's gonna show you. There are some simple tasks, guys, that are gonna be like very crucial for companies. Like, for example, copywriting, for example, social media management, writing articles. With the use of AI, you can use AI, to do your market, to do your research, and now you humanize the content. Don't make it, AI written and all of those things. Companies are gonna notice it, and they're most likely gonna fire you or, terminate the contract with you. So hope this has been value based. All right, friends, so I've just showed you exactly, I've just given you the blueprint that you need to go out there and position yourself as an authority in companies that you are going to be applying for whatever role, right? In whatever part of the value chain you want to be engaged in. I've just showed you guys everything you need. So right now, all you need is just to put yourself out there and get started, right? So yeah, let's move on. So module 1.1, understanding the remote work landscape. I'm sure now you understand the remote work landscape. You understand that benefits and challenges of remote work. What are some of the benefits? What are some of the challenges? The benefits are that you are going to have time freedom. You are going to choose on your own when to do the task, where you want to do the task, which is geographical freedom. You are not tied to a certain environment. If you want, you can work from home. If you want, you can find a co-working space where you can go and work from. You are not bound to a certain environment where you have to report every single day and be stressed every now and then. You can simply wake up, take a shower and be in your bedroom, put up your desk and start working from there. It's as simple as that. It allows you to work with international companies. You can find organizations, businesses, companies that are hiring from the US, from the UK, from Italy, from Germany, from wherever country you want to work from. So all of these are some of the advantages of picking up remote work. And most of these companies, if you actually carry yourself as a very high value person, they are going to pay you well, anywhere from maybe minimum maybe $100 per project, $200, $300, $400. And I know for most people that is not really like life-changing income, but it's an income that can actually at least put you somewhere, right? Exactly. And the other thing is that you have the opportunity to pick up 3 roles, right? Imagine you get 3 companies to hire you, each one paying you $400. That is like $1,200. That is over 30,000 kwacha. That is above average salary for some of you guys that are in third world countries, right? I'm in a third world country, and I'm telling you this, that is above average salary for most people in third world countries. Understanding the remote work landscape, the benefits and challenges, right? What are some of the challenges? It could be that maybe you can't work from home, maybe you have kids, and all of those things. You are a housewife or whatever. So those are some of the challenges that you might face, but I'm sure there should be a way that you could handle those things, maybe hire a maid or whatever, right? So I'm sure, guys, that shouldn't be a barrier for you to actually get yourself a remote job, because anywhere you go there are going to be challenges, but we always hope for the best. So top industries hiring remotely in 2025. So what are some of the top industries that you want to look out to in 2025? So before we actually go to our friend ChatGPT, I just want to give you a hint right here. We are in an era where technology is advancing so rapidly. And content is at its peak, right? People are leveraging on content, right? Content is at its highest at this moment. So before even doing my market research, before even using ChatGPT to find out what are some of the best or top hiring companies in 2025, I know for sure that the tech companies are on the rise. I know for sure that content brands are on the rise. Personal brands are on the rise. I know for sure that AI companies are on the rise. Web development are on the rise. Softwares like blockchains and all of this tech software, they are on the rise, right? So these are the things you want to look out for. You want to identify the trends in the market. What's trending? Artificial intelligence, content, there's social media and all of those things. Companies are now selling online, so digital marketers are on the rise. These are people that are most needed in the industry right now, right? So let's go to our friend ChatGPT and find out what are some of the rising industries hiring remotely in 2025. All right, I'm right here on ChatGPT. So quickly, I don't want to make this course very long, but just do yourself a favor, right? On one setting, watch this entire course to the end, and sooner or later you come back, and thank me, right? So give me a list of the top hiring companies in 2025 remotely, and what roles they are most hiring in. Something that goes in these lines, right? So I'm just gonna be like real quick here, because if you want, I want to make sure you can use the same prompts I'm using to go to ChatGPT yourself, and ChatGPT is gonna give you results, right? So you can see, as of December 2024, numerous companies are actively hiring for remote positions across various industries. Here are some of the top companies and the roles they are most frequent seeking. Right, say there is GitHub, a lead platform for software development, version control. GitHub embraces a remote-first culture. They frequently have positions such as software engineers, data scientists, DevOps, whatever, specialists, and AI researchers. So if you are skilled in any of these, you want to go to this company. There's Zapier, Zapier. This is this is a CRM related company, something like that. It does automations. There's automatic, there's flex jobs. This is one of the platforms that we are going to be using as an example to try and get these jobs. There's ICF International, Kaplan, TELUS International, and all of these guys. So you see, if you look clearly, most of these companies are tech related. They are software related, tech related, AI related, and all of those things, right? So yeah, let's actually move on, because I don't want this course to be unnecessarily long, right? So module 1.2, identifying your skills and strengths, right? So this is where now we are going to do the Myers-Briggs personality type. So if you are in my coaching program, right, I recently announced a 365 days coaching program where me and my team at DA Agency are gonna coach you, right? I know some of you guys, even after going through this very long course, you are going to find it hard to pick, what role you want to start applying for, where to find companies, and all of those confusions in your head. So we want to make sure that we make it so hard for you to fail and easy for you to land on that dream job. That is why we came up with the 365 coaching program, where we're going to make sure that in 6 weeks we help you land on that dream job, right? We help you land on that dream job in 6 weeks with in collaboration with you. So we're collaborating with a few individuals that want us to help them land on that dream job in like 6 weeks time, right? So identifying your skills and strengths exactly. Once you check the list of a bunch of career development, you want now to identify what are some of your skills, what are some of your strengths exactly. So we're going to use the Myers-Briggs personality type to assess you and help you understand what your skills and strengths are, so that you pick a career that works for your strengths and not against your strengths, right? So for most of you, in case maybe speaking is hard for you, you cannot go in an industry where you are mostly required to speak. You are going to fail. Why? Because speaking is not something that comes naturally for you. Maybe for some of you, writing is going to be like a difficult. So you won't pick a career that is relating to writing. You are going to go pick a career that is relating to speaking, right? And maybe for some of you, tech is, you don't like creative stuff, right? You like repetitive tasks. So tech is going to be hard for you. And another industry is going to be like what works for you. So there's nothing like one size fits all, right? You are going to have to be personalized. Pick exactly what is going to work for your strength, exactly what we're going to do for you. If you are in our coaching session, just reach out to us, and we are going to give you the Myers-Briggs personality type and help you assess your what comes naturally for you. So assessing transferable skills for remote roles, matching skills to job market demand, right? Assessing transferable skills for remote roles, matching skills to job market demand. So how exactly do you match your skills to the job market demand? All right. So as I've given you, I think I gave you an example already. Look at this. In today's world, in 2024, 2025, companies are most likely going to be hiring, social media marketers. They're going to be hiring copywriters. They're going to be hiring media buyers to do their Facebook ads, Google ads, and all of those ad things. They're going to be hiring, people that can build their team, like public speakers like me. They are going to be hiring in all of those roles we searched, on ChatGPT, that satisfy the 4 fundamental pillars of an excelling business. So you want to match your skill with the job market demand, like what's on demand, right? So that you can stand out as a valuable individual. Exactly. So setting up a remote friendly work environment, right? So this one is going to be like super easy. So if you are going to be working from home, all you're going to need is maybe a desk or a table and a chair like this one, or maybe a laptop. If you don't have a laptop, you can just work on your phone in the meantime. It's going to be a little bit hard, but don't worry, you are going to find it user friendly. You're going to work on your phone or your laptop or an iPad or whatever device that you have at the moment. Just utilize what you have at the moment, right? And remove distractions. Like if social media distracts you, eliminate it for a moment. If all of those, whatever it distracts you at the moment, you are going to want to eliminate what distracts you, so that you work at your very best, at your highest peak, and be productive than ever, right? So this is exactly how you do that. And number 2, you're going to need a journal, right? Any book, journal, piece of writing, where you're going to make sure that before the day starts, you have a to-do list. What should you do? Maybe you're supposed to if you're in a phase where you're just trying to get your first job, you're trying to reach out to companies, send personalized messages, do your portfolio, do your whatever, you are going to have to indicate that on your to-do list for the day. And once you finish a task, you are going to mark that task as complete and move on to the next task. And once you have your journal, you have your phone, your tablet, your iPod, your laptop, you have your setting, right? Your table or desk and a chair, and you eliminate every single distraction as social media, then you have a very good, remote work environment, correct? So tools and tech you need, right? You're gonna need a few tools, right? Of course, if you're just trying to get your very first dream job, you won't need like, tech stuff or whatever in order to get a dream job. All you're gonna need, is of course your phone, and you're gonna need, a very well optimized Instagram account. You're gonna need your Facebook page, maybe you're gonna need Instagram, maybe you're gonna need TikTok. If you are going to be creating content just to get outbound leads, you're gonna need TikTok, you're gonna need YouTube. I'm not saying you are going to need all of these platforms, I'm saying depending on the job you're trying to get, depending on how you are trying to get that job, and depending on your personality, what you find comfortable with yourself, and what strategies you're going to be implementing, you are going to need either of these, right? So if you are in our 365 coaching session for 2025, where we are going to help you land on that very first dream remote work and coach you until you become your very best in your industry, make sure we host weekly sessions with our mentees to help them be the best at the organization that they're trying to work with, and we give them the best templates for their outreach, helping them build their portfolio, making sure that we are scanning their social media platforms and making sure everything is on point. Also, we are the ones responsible for making sure that they're accountable, right? We are their accountability partners, because most of you guys, to be frank, you are going to maybe watch this entire session and we're like, oh my god, I thought this thing was gonna be easy, but it's not as easy as it is now. Imagine if you had someone making sure that they keep you accountable every single day. Whether you like it or not, you are going to be putting in the work, right? So want to make sure you're putting in the work, want to make sure that you track your progress. We're going to give you all the cheat sheets to make sure that you're tracking your progress and you're putting in the reps, right? So this is what's gonna be like the most challenging for some of you that are gonna go out there and try to do it for yourself, right? So yeah, so overcoming work from home distractions, I think I've talked about how you do that. Okay, overcoming work from home distractions. Okay, now module 2, crafting your remote resume and cover letter. How do you craft your remote resume and cover letter? So I want to spend some time talking about how you build a resume and how you do cover letter. So what you must understand here is that you want to personalize your resume. You want to personalize every cover letter, because even if maybe 4 companies are hiring copywriters, but the roles are going to be different, the work they're going to want you to perform are going to be completely different. So you want to make sure that you are not sending the same generic resume to a bunch of companies, but you are sending a personalized resume and a personalized cover letter to all of those companies, right? So I'm going to show you exactly how to do just that with ChatGPT. And after you've done that with ChatGPT, you want to now revise the work and humanize it depending on what role that company is hiring and what role they want you to be responsible for, right? So it's gonna be like dependent on those factors. So like let's jump into ChatGPT this very minute, and I show you exactly how to go about this. Let's say, for example, you're looking for a job as a copywriter. So what you're gonna do is tell ChatGPT I am applying for a job as a copywriter. I'm applying for a job as a copywriter. Give me details of what to include in my resume and cover letter. Also give me a sample resume and cover letter. Let's see how ChatGPT does the work here. So you see, resume components. So like ChatGPT has summarized for you what you are going to have to include on your resume and exactly how your cover letter is going to look like. But you want to make sure that you still revise what ChatGPT has given you depending on what company is hiring you, what roles they are hiring you for, and what you're going to be responsible, like all of those things, right? So you can see here they're going to need like contact details, full name, phone number, professional email address, LinkedIn profile. That's optional, but you want to add your LinkedIn profile just to build that trust, right? So portfolio link, right? You're gonna need a portfolio, like a sample of previous work you've done in the past. And if for most of you, I know you haven't done any work in the past, right? You haven't done any work. That is why we have our community. So we're gonna show you exactly how to build a portfolio, even if you've never had any paid job, right? All right. So a brief state is you're gonna have like your summary objective, a brief statement highlighting your skills, expertise, and what you bring to the role. Like I said, you always want to optimize this depending on which company is hiring, right? Skills section include relevant hard and soft skills. Like you're gonna input some of the skills you are good at, and etc. Your work experience, your education. Portfolio section, award and achievement, it's optional. If you've had awards, if you've won awards in the past, and all of those things. So cover letter components, why you are good. So these are like what you're going to include in the cover letter. Your opening paragraph, why you are a good fit, why you want this job, closing paragraph, as simple as that. And here is the sample, right? I'm just gonna like scroll down and you're gonna see how ChatGPT has done. Like here is the sample and here is the sample of the cover letter. So you can just pause the course, screenshot, and read this sample on your own. You don't want to send this sample to companies. You want to humanize it a bit. And if you are in our program, once you humanize this, we are actually going to help you, humanize this thing, so that you make it as perfect as possible, so that you actually stand a very high chance of being given that remote work, right? So this is what you want to do, guys. And from there, I'm just gonna give you guys a sample of a winning resume and some of the tools you can use to build your very own resume. All right, so you can see for yourself, friends, this is an example of a resume, right? So this is how you want it to look like, right? This is exactly how you want it to look like. So you can see here there is the name on top, there is work experience, there's education, there's language, there's skills, there's summary, and there are details there. That's it. And a picture, a very neat picture of yourself, right? So this is how you want your resume to look like, so that companies can trust you, and potentially get work with. This is not the best resume out there, but at least this is where you can actually get inspiration from and go out there and make yours way better, right? You don't have to make yours look exactly like this, because this resume needs a bit of some changes and all those stuffs and blah blah blah, but at least it's better than what you guys have done, right? So let me just show you the software that you are going to be using to build your very own resume. It's going to be like a plug and play software. All right, fam. So this is the platform that you are going to be using to build your resume, right? So you're going to be using this platform to build your resume. So what you're going to do here on the search bar, you're going to click on the search bar and type something. Resume. I'm going to type resume. So friends that don't know what a resume is, it's just of the CV, the career, right? So right, you want to look at it. It looks like biography, something. So you want to that looks professional, something that looks resume, right? So you're gonna find a bunch of templates right here. You're gonna find a bunch of templates, so you can pick any template. So I'm gonna click on this template right here. So it's gonna load me a bit. It's gonna take some text. And once you pick a template, now we're gonna use that particular template to change a few things here and there, right? So you can easily, drag and drop these, put this there, whatever, right? You can change things the way you want, right? It's gonna be like hassle-free for you. So yeah, you can see this is, what you do is change part here. You're gonna click the part you want to change. Start, with whatever. So if I click, you can see, right? If I click on here, okay, I'm gonna click on this one here. All right, so if I click on here, click anywhere, just to give you an example to go up. So I think I'm running low on it. All right, so let me just go back here and show you exactly how to go about this. So you're gonna click anywhere you want to change, and you can click on profile, right, and type in my own, so I can do like this and type in my own. I can write in my own profile. See how? So if your name is James, here, right there where it's written Richard, click on Richard, and that that to James. All I have to change to James. That's it. Then when you want to change the picture, you can click here where the picture, and it's gonna show you actually get to upload. You can click on where it's saying, and it's gonna show you where upload. It's not upload, and you're going to have to upload your very own picture, but it's gonna replace the one that you have, right? Just picking information that you got from T after making it better yourself, relating it with the company applying for, making sure that it aligns with the company. Then you are going to put those details on, and boom, you are going to find out your resume. It's as simple as that, right? So personalizing your pitch, right? So I think I explained about personalizing your pitch. So what you want to do here is, number one, you want to make sure that your resume is aligned to the roles you're going to be taking at the company that is hiring, making sure that your summary is aligned with the roles you're going to be taking, their responsibilities you're going to be taking at the company you're applying for. And number two, you want to make sure that your cover letter is also personalized to the company you're applying for. And number three, in case you want to add something extra, this could be a loom. You want to send a loom to the hiring manager or to the CEO, to the COO, to any decision maker of this company. You want to find out more about the company you're applying for. What is their culture, what are their goals, what are their targets, what have they achieved so far, what are they working on, what are their major challenges, like all of those things going on in the company. If you address them, they are going to know that, okay, this guy actually did his due diligence, and he's not just here hunting for a job and all of those stuff like everybody does. He's here to give pure value to the company, and this is how you stand out by just doing an extra thing, right? So I'm going to show you guys in my coaching program. I teach you exactly how to record your loom, how to sound on loom, what background you should have, how your lighting is, just making it simple but professional, right? Addressing remote specific challenges like time zones and all of those things, right? So for most of you guys, I know you need money, you want to make money. So jobs like copywriting and whatever, right? You can take them at any time, any time. The company is gonna give you maybe the deadline for the particular job. All you have to do is to make sure you do the job before the deadline, right? So you can do it at night, you can do it mid-morning, you can do it in the afternoon, or whatever time feels conducive for you. All you have to do is just to make sure that you finish that task within the deadline, right? So most tasks are gonna be like that, right? So module 3, right? Networking for remote jobs, right? So how exactly do you network for remote jobs? So how you go about networking, it's in many ways. Number one, they're what you call virtual events. These are events that happen online, right? So you want to make sure that you take advantage of virtual events happening online. And number 2, you want to make sure that you take advantage of physical events. Let's say, for example, there is an event or whatever locally or within your country, and let's say there are CEOs from different companies that are going to be there, industry leaders, people who are trying to get jobs like you are going to be there, and whatsoever. You want to attend such kind of events, right? You want to attend such kind of events, and who knows, your employer may be at that particular event. You might interact with somebody that knows somebody who actually connects you to somebody that is hiring. This is exactly how we work out life, guys. You want to do all of these simple things. These are the bonuses just to get you ahead than most people, because most people are not going to be doing this. And if you are doing what most people are going to be doing, you are going to have an unfair advantage than most people, right? So this is exactly, every now and then you see me going to networking events. Every now and then I'm participating in this discussion. I'm doing all of these things because I want to engage with people, with like-minded people and industry leaders, right? Because who knows, my client might be at that networking event, my client might be at that virtual event, my client might be somewhere in that forum, right? So how you do it virtually is find LinkedIn groups, find school groups, find Discord servers and forums where high-level individuals network, right? So guys, by the end of this course, if you go through this entire course, I'm gonna give you a resource of Discord servers, upcoming networking events that you can go to, and all of those stuffs in whatever region that you are, right? Just to give you an unfair advantage, right? Okay, so leveraging LinkedIn effectively. So how do you leverage LinkedIn effectively, right? So I'm just going to share with you a bit about LinkedIn, but by the end of this course, I'm going to show you exactly how to navigate through LinkedIn and all of these platforms, just to give yourself an unfair advantage. So one thing you should know about LinkedIn is, you want to make sure that you have a professional profile. Have a professional profile. Make sure that your profile picture is professional. Make sure that you have a banner, either a clean banner with an image of yourself or a clean banner with your service, what you do. Let's say, for example, you're a copywriter. You can say something like, I work with kitchen and bathroom remodelers and help them to write copy for their ads or whatever, depending on what you do. Right? So anytime somebody clicks on your profile, you want to make sure they understand, okay, this is exactly what this person does. You want to do exactly, just that, right? Okay, just making sure this is recording. All right, so this is what you should understand about LinkedIn. And secondly, you want to be posting content, right? You can post either video content, or you can post written content, which is copy for that matter. And how you do it, don't worry, you can leverage ChatGPT to create 30 days content for yourself, where you can just copy and summarize it a bit, make it better, and post it on your social media platform, just to make it engaging, right? So don't worry, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do just that. Optimizing your profile for recruiters. I think this is something I've already addressed. Engaging with industry communities and using hashtags, so you can engage with communities on the platform, share an insight, share your experiences if you have any experiences, and use certain hashtags to reach different people in different geographies interested in different areas, right? So module 3.2, joining remote work communities. So there are going to be a bunch of remote work communities on school groups, on Discord servers, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and a bunch of many other platforms. So you want to interact within those, remote work communities. Give value, share your experiences, share insights, share whatever it is of value that you can share. Before you know it, someone that is hiring might just contact you and say, "Oh, James, I like what you shared about XYZ. Our company is currently hiring for this and this and that. Can you actually work with us in this area, in this industry? Can you do this and that?" Boom. That is how you land your first dream job, right? So we have Facebook and Slack groups for remote work. So you can go on and you can go on Facebook, make sure you have a very, very good page on Facebook. We also help our mentees in the 365 mentorship on how to optimize their social media platforms and look very professional while they are job hunting. And go on and open your Slack and join in these networking groups, right? How to find networking events and virtual meetups. How to find networking events and virtual meetups. It's going to be very, very simple. So what you want to do is have a list of industry leaders in your region, industry leaders that you admire, industry leaders in top tier countries. Follow those industry leaders on your social media platforms, connect with them, right, and engage with their posts. What that is going to do is, every time maybe they're trying to organize a virtual event or a physical event, that is going to be on a news feed, and you're going to be like amongst a few people to see, oh, there's this summit, oh, there's this business conference, oh, there's this meeting coming up, and all of those things, right? Don't engage on what they call social media gossip. Stay away from social media gossip. That is only going to dilute you. So you want to only engage with valuable content. You want to engage with valuable people that post valuable content, so that valuable content should be suggested on your newsfeed. That's how you find virtual events and networking events, right? Cold outreach, building connections. Cold outreach, building connections. So here is what you should do next, right? Find companies. I'm going to show you guys how to find companies. I'm going to show you how to find companies and what you're going to do. This is just more like me just opening you up on how this works out. Cold outreach and building connections. You want to find companies, let's say recruiting agencies, marketing agencies, roofers and remodeling companies. You want to find PR agencies, whatever company, law firms, whatever company that you want to find. Find CEOs, CMOs, COOs, decision makers at those companies, right? And once you've done that, you want to start pitching directly. It's possible that some companies may not, have a job opening or whatever, but it's possible that they're hiring. So you want to pitch, you want to build connections with high value individuals, with CEOs, with CMOs, with industry leaders, right? Do at least 1 per day, 5 per day, 10 per day, 20 per day, 40 per day. Reach out to like all of these valuable people, CEOs, entrepreneurs, people that are building businesses, people that are working on this project. Try to engage yourself. How can you do that? You can reach out through LinkedIn. You can reach out through sending them emails. How you're gonna find their emails, I'm gonna show you everything. All right. Find their emails, reach out to them, write them, give them some free value, offer them some free trials, and all that. All right. Writing persuasive outreach messages. How do you write persuasive outreach messages, right? So here's how you do it. Here's how you write super persuasive outreach message. It's gonna go something like this. Let's say, for example, you're a copywriter and Mark is, Mark has an info operator business. Basically, what an info operator business really is, it's a business that sells information product. Let's say Mark teaches, people between the age of 14 to 35 how to build a social media marketing agency, right? And you're trying to help Mark with his copywriting, right? So you can say, hey Mark, I saw that on the 31st of December you attended a meeting at Ty Lopez's workshop. I had a friend also that attended that meeting. I'm amazed that you were also there. I was just reaching out to you because I saw your company Bloomberg.com. I've been seeing you guys quite frequently, and I've noticed that you're working on XYZ project, and yeah man, I'm sending you this as a free resource that you can actually get to use and to help you do XYZ and blah blah blah. And warm regards, Emmanuel, right? Hoping to hear from you soon. Boom. That's how you do it. This is not the best outreach message. This is just something that I just came up with randomly in my mind and blah blah, right? So just as an inspiration, you can use ChatGPT, write me a personalized outreach to this person. I'm trying to give value in advance, say something relating to this and this and that, and give me the template. ChatGPT is going to do that. And what you want to do is don't send what ChatGPT has given you. You want to now collect what ChatGPT has given you, make it better, and now send, right? So as you are building relationship with people, you must understand that don't ask on the first attempt, right? You want to give value on the first attempt. Give value, then ask. Value, ask, right? So you want to give value at least 3 times, then now ask for a job, ask for a project, ask to work with them, ask for whatever, right? After you've given them value, because people only work with you when they know you, like you, and trust you. So it has to reach a point where they've known you, liked you, and trusted you. Then now you ask, and boom, they're gonna give you that job. They're gonna offer you that particular project. You're gonna now going to work with them, right? Following up without being pushy. So you have to follow up without being pushy, right? So this is exactly what we teach in our program, right? So job applications that get noticed. I'm just gonna walk you through all of that. How to write a job application that get noticed, mastering remote job boards, how to stand out in a high volume application. If let's say 100 people have applied for that particular job, how do you stand out? Tips for identifying and avoiding scams. How do you avoid scams? Number 1, you have to make sure that they are not asking for money up front. No job is gonna ask you to pay to get the job. If they're asking you to pay to get the job, don't go for it, right? Or ask, seek for help, seek guidance, right? Don't pay to get any job. That job is most likely gonna be a scam and not a legit job, right? Don't pay to get a job. Using what we call application tracking systems, so that you track everything, you track your progress. keywords to include in your application. Acing the remote job interview. How do you ace the remote job interview? Right? How do you go about that? Preparing for video interviews, tactical setups, and professional background. I think I talked about your professional setup, your background, how everything should be. I'm sure all of you are confident about that right now. Building confidence in a virtual interaction. So how you build confidence in a virtual interaction, just getting used to the camera, right? Just sit in front of the camera, talk in front of the camera, talk to yourself, do it again, do it for the whole month. Before you know it, you are super comfortable sitting in front of the camera. So what it takes is just practice and feedback, right? This is exactly what we do with our team members at DA Agency, right? So module 5.3, common remote job interview questions. Right? So you can also ask ChatGPT, give me some of the common remote job interview questions, and it's gonna give you, practice them, and that's how you go about post-interview follow-up strategies and blah blah blah. So right now we're just gonna go direct into looking into how these platforms work, how you can go about doing your applications and submitting your applications, doing the follow-ups, and making sure that you are hired, right? I'm sure most of you have been waiting for this part, and this is what we are getting into just now. I'm going to show you roughly around 3 strategies that you can implement to get that job, right? So in the beginning, I'm going to share with you about the LinkedIn. Okay, so we're going to use all right, so this is LinkedIn. So once you've created your LinkedIn profile, just go ahead, after watching this course, go ahead and create your very own LinkedIn profile, right? So once you create your LinkedIn profile, you want to make it look professional. You want to address your profile face, right? So you can see, this is just as an example. I'm going to give an example myself. This is my LinkedIn profile, and you can see how it looks. It looks super professional. I have at least 500 connections there. I have a description talking about exactly what I do, and I have a banner behind talking exactly what I do, right? So that everybody that comes in and checks my LinkedIn and whatever, they are going to, okay, this guy is trustworthy, this guy gives value, and all of those things, right? So you can see I do very good posts, well written, no typos, error free, with smart pictures of me. This is how professionals must look, right? And this is exactly what you want to do, right? So firstly, you want to make sure your image looks neat, right? It has to look neat. You have to, you can use a few AI tools out there to just enhance your images if they are not well enhanced. And you want to have a banner like this one talking about what you do. If you're a business, you're an agency, or maybe you are an individual looking for employment, you want to talk about what you do, what you specialize in, right on your background photo right here. And you want to have a well optimized a bio. For me, it's we help agency owners, consultants, coaches, and info operators book 100 plus more appointments on their calendar, guaranteed, plus secure equity in their clients' companies at $0 using the Hotco model, 1 million a month roadmap. So this is exactly who we are, right? So you can see, I'm gonna just give you another example. So you can see there's this other individual here. She has a very, very good LinkedIn profile. So, hey founders, get 3 to 4 leads weekly in 2025 on LinkedIn. Personal brand consultant, executive director at Homely LLC PhD. So this is this person's LinkedIn profile. So you can see, if I check out this profile, like, it looks very, very neat, very trustworthy, well optimized, and any serious company would love to work with this individual, and you would love to actually connect with this individual, because you can see there is the profile is well optimized and it's trustworthy, right? So now, after you've done all of these things, what you want to do, like I said, you have to post valuable content on your LinkedIn at least once per day. It's gonna be okay with you. You're gonna be okay, right? So what you want to do next is start connecting with people, right? So you can see for me, these are people that I've been connecting with recently. So you want to connect with industry experts, build relationship with people, and don't pitch on the first conversation. After you've built relationship with them, talk to them, and now pitch them, tell them what to do and how you can help their business and blah blah blah. If you can, in the first place, just give them, do some free work for them, send them some free samples, and go silent. Before you know it, they'll be, oh, James, are you available for this and this and this task? Before you know it, you are hired, right? So this is how we do it. So once you come here on LinkedIn, you want to type in something like, let's say for example, you are a data analyst. I'm gonna type in, data analyst. Boom, you wanna do your search right here and come to jobs, right? So you're gonna see a bunch of companies here hiring data analysts remotely, and come down below here where it's saying get job alerts for this search, right? So if you click on that and it turns green, meaning every time there's a job alert on this search, LinkedIn is actually gonna send you an email so that you can be amongst the first people to actually apply for that job. So you must always be ready to apply for that particular job. So you can actually scroll here and come here where it's saying remote. You can see there is on-site, remote, hybrid. So you want to pick which one, what type of roles you want to take. Do you want to take on-site? Do you want to take remote? Do you want to take hybrid? If it's all of them, like you choose, right? So you choose whatever. So if you want to filter to remote, you can show here remote. It's gonna show all remote jobs. So let me click on this first one here, and I'm gonna scroll so you can see the company is Refont Learning, something like that. So you want to find out more about this company, you can just click right here and try to find out more about them. And if they have their website, you should go ahead and check their website, just so to make sure you are not wasting your time when applying to these jobs, right? So this is their website. You can click here and discover more about them, right? So they have their website right there. So you can see, okay, this is their website, our programs, career. So you can see that's their career, data science and AI. They're starting at $5. That should be yearly, right? Annually, that should be yearly. So you have to divide that by an estimate of your monthly salary, right? So this is exactly how you it. So right here on the right, and you can see, become marked from our salary, community chips or whatever, more happening, right? So I'm gonna go back right here on LinkedIn. I'm gonna search for something like copywriting, right? Copywriting, just to show you guys that there are a bunch of jobs right here. Advertising, copywriting. I'm gonna come here, it's saying jobs, right? You're gonna see a bunch of this. The first job here was it was uploaded like 23 hours ago, so meaning you obviously should be amongst the few people to apply for this job. And the company hiring is an Italian company, so you can see, you can come here and read through what their benefits are, what they're offering, and all of those stuffs and whatever. So depending on what type of job you're looking for, you can just do exactly what I've just showed you, and you'll be able to find a bunch of these companies hiring. So you can apply for as many as you want to, right? So after you've done that, what you can do is go on Google and type the name of the company plus CEO, name of the company plus CMO, name of the company plus COO. Try to find the decision makers of those companies, and now start reaching out to the decision makers of the company, trying to build relationships, right? with the decision makers of the company at which you're applying for a job. That's exactly how it's done, right? So yeah. And one more thing. All right, I think we're done. The next, what you want to do is you want to find companies you are comfortable working with, right? Company working with. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come here on Google, trying to work with agencies, PRIs, concierge agencies, whatever agency you work with, or maybe a law firm. You're trying to, a coaching, whatever you're trying to work with, right? Is in type something like let's say marketing. I'm gonna type in agency, right? I'm gonna like any right. It's gonna do it for you, and you're gonna find a bunch of marketing agencies in Europe. Then you're gonna click where it's saying maps, right? I'm gonna click on maps, or I'm gonna click on maps right there. It's gonna do a load. It's gonna load you in a short while, and once it's done loading, show a bunch of companies. So all you have, the industry, it could be marketing agencies in Zambia, marketing agencies in South Africa, marketing agencies in Burundi, in Italy, in Germany, in US, in UK, in Europe, whatever. Niche down to continent, you can niche to country, city, geography. It's gonna show you a bunch of agencies, companies, one, and find out which one is hiring. Even if they are not hiring at that particular time, you can actually find the decision makers of these companies, reach out to the decision makers, trying to build relationship, and using the 4 fundamental pillars of an excelling business, you can now maybe give them a free sample, a free trial, and before you know it, they are going to be hiring you, right? So these are some of the things that we actually go in and teach in our coaching program, right? Because we can actually teach all of it on. Otherwise, this course is gonna be 10 hours long. I wish I could do that, but no, right? So I'm gonna click on this company's website so you can see exactly what I'm doing. This is exactly what I expect all of you to do, right? So here, do the site, then you're gonna come here on 3 dots, right? Click on the right there. Click on the 3 dots. Okay, in a time to look, so you can see a couple of areas, our work, contact, and etc. And some are gonna career right there, right? So that should indicate the fact that and it indicates, okay, this company is, let me go and apply. So I'm just gonna try to find a few companies here. Open say you guys example of a company so that you can go out reaching out to this company, right? So of this one, this is Arise, right? So this is one of the companies that is hiring, Arise. So you can see it's gonna load a bit. Okay, so I'm gonna click right here, and you're gonna see where it's saying click on. So most of the companies that are gonna be hiring are gonna have something like careers on their menu bar. Click on the careers and check their careers and see if they are open, if actually to work on the task that they're for, right? This is exactly it, guys. exactly how you do it. So view jobs, click on view jobs. It's gonna show you hiring, suitable, right? Also this treasury analyst, hiring, technical support engineer, analyst, manager, AV, trainer, HR specialist, and you can see there are a bunch of jobs here, right? Game presenter with Korean, game presenter with blah blah blah. Like, you're gonna find a bunch of jobs. So just go to arise.com, check out their jobs and try to find what jobs they're hiring for, and provide them with maybe some samples of what you've done in the past, or you can just do some samples just now, have your samples verified, send it to them, send them your CV, send them your resume, send them your cover letter, maybe even your portfolio, which is of course a compendium of samples you've done in the past. Or maybe try to find the CEO of the company hiring, send a Loom video explaining to them what you're gonna do better for their company, what they should expect, and all of those things. That's like you going an extra mile, right, to try and get this job as quickly as possible, right? So this is exactly some of the things that you could potentially do. So let me just try to find some more companies here. And yeah, there's this other company here, paullemon.com. It's also hiring, right? It's also hiring. So I'm going to show you some of the roles they're hiring in. So I'm going to click on the free buzz. Click on the free buzz and let's see exactly what they have for us. Let's see what they have for us. So I'm going to click on the free buzz right here, and let's see what they're hiring for. So you see here, I think should be down here. Let me just go down. If you can't find it on the three bars, just try to go down here, and you should be able to get some information. So here they're saying we are hiring this. Meet the team. Why we are hiring? Just click saying we are hiring. Apply Power Lemon team. Now click on this internship there. Click on apply now, and gonna load you through, right? So yeah, this is exactly you can see here. They're gonna explain about the company, blah blah blah, and as you go through this process, I'm sure you should be able to see what they are hiring for. You can see they have content writing, data Google analyst, design, finance, relationship, project account management. You can see all of those things that I showed you guys. Research and administrative tasks, sales. They're hiring code calling experts, SEO, social media, web development, and design, and others, right? So this is exactly how you go about everything. This is exactly how you go about everything. Once you do all of these things that I've just showed you, you should be able to go out there and land on your dream job, right? So, and I promise to show you other platforms that hire remotely. So let me just give you another one. There's gonna be something like I'm gonna give you this one, remote. There's remote.co, right? So yeah, this platform is not like hard. It's also gonna be like similar to all those platforms I showed you. You're gonna find companies that are hiring, what position they are hiring for. Click right there, find out exactly what they are hiring for. Director, blockchain, digital currency, and blah blah blah. You can see right here, find out what they are hiring for and see if it's suited to what you can do, right? There's gonna be we work remotely. This is we work remotely. You're gonna go as well on this platform, try to find so basically, just to give you an understanding, guys, these are like more like staffing agencies, right? So what staffing agencies do is that they help companies that are hiring find qualified individuals, right? They hire on behalf of companies, right? So this is what staffing companies do. They hire on behalf of companies, and the companies that they're hiring on behalf of pay them money, right? So in case some of you are trying to know, oh, okay, how do these platforms work and blah blah blah, so this is just a simple explanation of what it's like, right? So work remotely. You can go to Jobspresso. This is like Jobspresso, remote jobs. They're also hiring. You can go to Flex Jobs. There is what we call Indeed. And what you're gonna be doing, like, to find jobs on all of these platforms is similar to what I've just showed you. You find the company, try, and see if, try and check their website, try and check, the roles you'll be taking, what they demand that you submit. If it's a resume, if it's a portfolio, if it's your LinkedIn profile or whatever, submit just that. So you can see here, you can get to search what role you are searching for. Could be, searching for, are you searching for content writing role? You can click right there. You can see all of these are content writing role, freelance SEO content writer. You can click right there and check, find out more about this job. All right, so I'm gonna click right here and boom, you can find out more about this job by reading through the job description. All right, so if you want to apply, click on apply, and you have to fill in a form or something relating to that, and boom, you are going to actually apply for the job just like that, right? So this is exactly how it is done, friends. This is like everything you need to go out there and get your very first job, remote job, on-site job, or whatever kind of job that you've been looking for. I've basically given you all the information right here. There's nothing I haven't showed you. I've showed you how to use LinkedIn. I've showed you how to use these remote job sites. I've showed you how to manually find companies by yourself. 3 strategies I've showed you. So all you have to do is now to go and take a step, go and take action, right? Because action is what's gonna separate you from somebody that just took this course and sleep on the information that I've just given you right now. So yeah, if you find any challenges in all of those things, mind you that we have a handful of slots in our 365 days complete coaching session, for 2025, where we're gonna actually hold you accountable, share with you, open jobs that you can apply for and start a high chance of being accepted, train you, show you how to do your Loom, help you build your portfolio, help you build a resume, help you do your cover letters, and just make sure that everything is set for you, right? Yeah, because this is not only going to help you find remote jobs, it's also going to help you find on-site jobs that can easily, pay you well, because you're going to be an above average individual. Because most people, they just want to get hired. They don't care about delivering an amazing service. They don't care about being excellent at work. They don't care about all of those small, frail things that really matter. But for us, we're going to teach you, we're going to train you how to be a result-oriented human being, such that you are unfireable at the company you're trying to work for. So if you want to secure yourself, a slot, just make sure you reach out as soon as possible. There's going to be a link somewhere down below, or a phone number down below, so that you can actually get into our 365 straight coaching program for 2025. This is exactly the blueprint strategy we're going to be using to turn around 2025 for us, right? We're going to give you all the free resources, the templates, the journals. We're going to give you the worksheets, the to-do lists, the workout plans, and all of those things, right? So before I close, I'm just gonna give you, as promised, as a bonus, I'm gonna be giving you, the goal setting 3.0, right? So in case this is maybe the last time we meet, you feel you're gonna do this on your own, you don't want to be part of our community, that's too cool. If you can actually go ahead and do it on your own, because we also don't want to work with a bunch of people. We want to work with only a few people that are ready to work with us, people that we know for sure that we can help, right? So it's still a win-win for all of us. I've given you value. Go and utilize this value, right? So what you want to do here is, let me just title this. This is gonna be like one of the important session for this program. So you want to pay particular attention. Goal setting. This is like goal setting 3.0. This is the untold goal setting 3.0. Now look at this. This is how most people set their goals, and this is how maybe you've set your goals for 2025. You're like, okay, in 2025 I'm gonna buy a plot of land. In 2025 I'm gonna start building my house. In 2025 maybe I'm gonna buy a car. In 2025 I'm gonna travel to Malaysia, I'm gonna travel to UK. In 2025 maybe I'm gonna land on a high paying job, a job that pays me well. Or in 2025 I'm actually I want to be promoted. You have all of these big plans. I want to be a millionaire in 2025. In 2025, I want to, network with new people, different people, and all of those goals that you have for 2025. So those goals that you have are what we call, result oriented. I want to use the word result oriented goals, right? So it must excite you to note that we as human beings don't have control over our results, right? So you want to understand this clearly. We as human beings don't have control over our results, but what we have control over certainly is our actions, right? You have control over the actions you take right now. You have control over the things you do right now, but you don't have control over the fact that you can buy a Lambo, or you can travel to Malaysia, or you can buy a plot of land. You don't have control over that. You have control over the necessary actions or implementations you have to take in order to buy the car, to build the house, to travel to Malaysia, to do all of those things. The outcome, right? So what has control over your outcomes are what we call action oriented goals, right? So how you are going to do this now is, picture everything realistically, being realistic, all right? What you can achieve in 365 days, which is 1 year, right? Picture whatever you think you can achieve in 2025. Maybe landing a high-paying job. What does high-paying means to you? Maybe to you, high-paying means, a job that pays you $1,000. Maybe a job that pays you $1,000 a month. To you, that's high-paying. Good. This is what you want. You want a high-paying job that pays you $1,000 per month, right? So that's what we call high-paying. So what are you gonna do next? So you want to have action-oriented goals that are pictured to this goal, that point the goal that you're trying to achieve. So okay, let's spice it a bit. Once you get a job that pays you $1,000 per month, maybe you're saying you're gonna buy a plot of land. You're gonna buy a plot of land. Maybe you're gonna buy a black Mark X, and another maybe you're gonna relocate to Woodlands. Whatever city, you can put whatever city you want to relocate to. So once you get to $1,000, you want to buy a plot of land, buy Emma cakes, maybe you want to start driving now, relocate to Woodlands, and maybe also start my clothing brand, right? So let's say this is exactly what you want to achieve in 2025, sorry. All right, so what we're gonna do is now we're gonna create an action-oriented goal for our result-oriented goals, right? Because it's practically impossible for us human beings, to track whether or not we are achieving the results. How the hell do you know whether or not you're close to the $1,000, to buying the land, to buying the markets, whatever? It's hard to track result-based goals, but it's very, very easy to track action-oriented goals. So here it could be that, what you're gonna do is, the first action is, apply to 10 job openings per day. Apply to 10 job openings per day. So meaning every day you're gonna be creating, custom tailored job applications, for 10 job openings. Maybe you're also gonna do a loom. We're gonna go extra miles, do a loom, build a network with the decision makers of that company. Send them free samples so that they can, you can gain more trust more than anybody else who's gonna be, applying to that particular job. Maybe you're gonna do all of those things, right? Apply to 10 jobs per day, right? Make it detailed. Make it very, very detailed, right? Apply to 10 jobs per day. Let's say, for example, what you want is a job paying you $400 per month. $400 per month times, maybe you get 4 of those jobs. That will now equate to $1,200 per month. Then boom, you have exceeded your target. You've exceeded your goal like that. So every single day you wake up, you want to apply to 10 job openings every single day. Now this metric is very, very, it's trackable. It's a goal that you can track. You can track applying to 10 jobs every single day. It's either you applied or you didn't. It's either you were lazy or you did the hard work, right? You know for sure that if I'm not applying 10 jobs every single day, I'm not hitting my goal of making $1,000 a month. I'm not gonna buy a plot of land. I'm not gonna buy a black market. I'm not gonna relocate to Woodlands. I'm not gonna start my clothing brand. Then my year has ended horribly, right? Because you haven't been taking the necessary actions to get to that desired goal, to get to that desired outcome, right? So you are now creating an action plan that shows you exactly what you need to do, right, to get there. If you're a copywriter, maybe say, write, 3 persuasive copy and send them to clients. So while you are doing this, you are going to be building up your skills in practice. If you're a copywriter, you apply 10 job openings every single day, write 3 persuasive copy and send them to clients. Then what you're doing here, you're building a portfolio. You're building samples of work for yourself, because you're writing these samples for real companies, for real clients, for real brands. So once you write these samples, maybe there's a company you'd love to work with, you do a research on the company, you love the company, you see what they write about, and boom, you write 3 samples for them, you send it to them, you do the job application, and boom, you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You are, practicing your craft and you're doing outreach, right? You're practicing the craft and you're also applying to the job, right? So these are some of the things you could do to actually hit that particular goal. right? And the other one could be, create one social media post per day. For 365, let's say these are the actions you are going to be taking. Applying to 10 job openings every single day, write 3 persuasive copy and send them to clients, create 1 social media post per day. This could be a written post or a video like this one, right? Just sharing your expertise, your experiences, about you, just building trust with companies that might want to hire you, right? So this is exactly how you set goals, right? Paint a clear picture of how you want the results to look like. Then now focus on the action, focus on the implementation you have to take for you to actually get to achieve the dream outcome. That is how you set goals, and if you do this for 365, you don't trip. Sooner or later, guys, God doesn't hate you. You are going to land on that dream job. This has been amazing. Let me know exactly how you found this course. Did you find this course valuable? If you did, make sure you share this course with your friends. You like, subscribe, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what else you want me to talk about next, and I am going to give you so much value such that we are going to make it hard for us to fail in 2025. Right, this has been your boy Emmapreneurcloser, and like I said, we still have a handful of slots in our 365 coaching session for 2025. Right, we are going harder, we are going bigger. Right, so if you want to be part of the community where we are hosting one-on-one coaching sessions with you, one-to-many coaching sessions with you, on a weekly basis for 365 days, just use the link down below or contact the phone number that's going to be popping up on the screen just now. With that said, this has been your boy. Until next time, peace out.